We made the familiar walk to my home. Well, the familiar walk for me. I wondered what my family would look like, but worse, I wondered what they might think. I was turned into a demon by the Demon King himself. I was forced to consume humans for a time. I delayed my transformation back into a human over and over again, simply because I didn't want to leave Douma's side. I put my family in danger, the world in danger, all because I was selfishly in love. But my parents taught me to be kind, earnest, and selfless. How could they ever accept me? After all the tragic things I had done so that I could continue to be the cult leader's wife? Darling, is everything okay? I thought you'd be more excited, Douma said in his charming voice. I stopped walking because suddenly, everything hit me. I'm human again. What will my family think? What about the village? Is going back even the best option? I'm so grateful to be human again, I began, struggling to look into Douma's eyes, soft and radiant. But I haven't seen them in such a long time, not to mention I've done such awful things. Yin, your family still loves you, no matter what. I look at him, at his delicate words left his mouth. He bent down in front of me so that his face was level with mine. He used his large hand to hold my arms, keeping me steady right in front of him. They won't care what you've done. They will be happy that you're back, he said cheerfully. But how do you know that, Douma? I asked. He had never met my family, so how could he possibly know what they would be like with the news? Because you did the same for me, Douma said, giving me a gentle smile. His words put my heart aflutter in my chest as he continued. You saw past the evil demon that covered me, and looked deep where the real man within me was. You forgave me over and over again for being a monster. I know where your empathy has to come from, and it's rooted inside you, thanks to your upbringing. Am I wrong? He said, cocking an eyebrow and giving me a smirk. A tear slipped from my eye as he quickly ran his thumb over my cheek to rub it. He was right. I had no reason to fear my family would hate me. Now come on, let's get you home, he said, kissing my forehead and grabbing my hand, leading me in the direction we were previously walking in. I looked up at him as we walked. The same stoic and prideful Douma was there, but he was no longer, a flesh-craving demon. He could walk in the sun and get tired enough to sleep at night. He could eat real food and feel pain. Well, at least I think he could. Sure, he couldn't regenerate the way he could, but that made life all the more precious in my eyes. But I hated that his fate only left him with me. He had no family, no brothers, no sisters, no friends, just me. While I had my whole family to come home to, and friends and neighbors who had been there since the day I was born waiting for me. It hurt me to know that I was the only one Douma had, yet he still walked with his head held up high. He didn't let it bother him. I guess he was used to being alone until, I showed up. So maybe that was all he needed. Regardless, I knew my family would accept him. He'd have little brothers and sisters to call his own soon, just like I do. I couldn't help but realize that I hadn't got anything I ever wanted, and more. Well, now I do. I get to go back to my family, along with someone who is willing to sacrifice everything for me. I learned there is a far greater evil in this world that one could only imagine. A ruthless ruler who uses humans at their weakest point and turns them into flesh-craving monsters that are worthless in the sun. I was lucky to be alive, lucky to have Douma still by my side, lucky to have all experience to this, so I could grow and be thankful for my second chance. That is it, I said, stopping at the familiar panery. It was early in the morning, but just about time baby Kyoto would wake up my mom years ago. He was nearing the age of 3 now. I missed all those precious moments of him growing. and no longer would I miss any more. This time I took a step forward and led Douma to my house. Thankfully, I didn't run into anyone who recognized me. Since I looked just the way I used to that fateful night, I became a demon. Douma gazed around my village, enjoying the small area in the bright sunlight. He was used to it bustling and hustle of a crowded city, but never getting to appreciate the calmness of a quiet lower-class town. Eventually, I stepped foot on the bamboo doormat in front of my small house, my heart beating in my chest as I raised my hand to the door. "Do you mind waiting here for a bit? I'd like to properly introduce you," I said to Douma, my voice slightly shakily. "Of course," he said with a large grin. He squeezed my hand and walked off the porch, continuing to admire the small town. Finally, I built up the courage to gently knock on the door. "I'll get it," ran a voice from inside the small house. It was deeper, almost like my dad's, but not quite deep. It had to be Dachi. He sounded so different. That's when he opened the door, and my eyes were met with his. The blood pumped in my heart, deflecting my thoughts. "Dachi, it's me, your sister. I'm human again." I stuttered, not knowing what to say. But tears instantly filled his eyes as he lunged into my arms, as he began to sob. I held him so tight, finally being able to hold him without the terrible urge to consume him. "Dachi, who is it?" yelled my mother's voice from the inside of the house. She was still drying off a plate when she saw me. Her mouth gaped open, along with the plate that shattered on the ground. She brought her hand up over her mouth, obviously at a loss for words. The plate prompted my dad to come running, with Kyoto in his arms. He, too, was speechless, as the attention quickly directed itself towards me. I had no words either. A few words I said to Dachi were all I really had. So much had happened, and so much was proceeding that my brain was on overdrive. "She's human again," Dachi yelled through his sobs, seeming to know that our parents were right behind him. But both of them finally ran up and hugged the two of us, as brightly as the tears began to fall from my eyes too. It all felt like some perfect dream, yet it was real. That missing hole in my heart was now beautifully mended once more. I feel so bad because the last chapter is going to happen on Monday, and that's like, these are all pre-recorded because I am currently, I think by the time you're watching this, spending time with my friends, and I am getting ready for my 3K stream. Yes, we made it! Thanks to all of you guys, I'm at 3K. I think I said this once, but I can't remember because I have a short-term memory. Not as bad as Dory's. But, yes, I hit 3K with the thanks of you guys. I still can't believe I made it this far. I would have thought that I would have stopped at 100. But who cares, right? But anyways, I did post in my community that I'm doing a live stream with a friend, and can I? I don't think I can. If I can, editing Ray and Kiki will put the thumbnail for the stream up on the screen. But get ready for it because we're going to have some guests on my stream. Anyways, I love you all so much. Bye! Mwah.